Hello, thank you for joining us. My name is Corey Gibson. I'm a solutions engineer with Skillable. Today, we're going to learn how to create labs quickly with the new Skillable Studio. A couple of things that we're going to cover are how to create labs quickly using our template gallery. We're going to go over what the template gallery is and what some of the advantages of using the template gallery are. We'll also do a quick how to commit a change to a new profile that you've just made from a template in our template gallery. So without further ado, let's jump over to our new Skillable Studio. For those of you familiar with our platform, this may look a little different to you. We have introduced the new dashboard with the new lab advisor. That would be in a different video. But for today, we're just going to show you how to create a new lab using our template gallery. So from your dashboard, when you log in, you'll be dropped onto our user dashboard. From there, you'll just click Create New. This will bring you to the template gallery. Your default will have many more templates than this. You can also choose to look at your own organization's templates if you've made your own templates. So that's important to know, that you as an organization can have your own private template gallery to supplement the public template gallery that Skillable offers through Studio. If you'll notice on the left-hand side, you can filter things down as you add templates and topic areas and technologies. This filtering mechanism becomes much more robust. But for now, we just have this one simple template that we're going to use to create a new lab. To create a new lab, you have two options. You can either preview the lab before you actually commit to creating a new lab profile. So this would be if you didn't know if you had multiple options and you didn't know if you wanted to use Windows 10 or Windows 11 or Ubuntu or Windows with certain features or software installed, you could always preview the environment first, look at it, and then you could commit that change. Remember, at the end, we're going to go over committing a change. If you know what you want, and this is the scenario that we'll start with today, if you know the template that you want, you can simply click the Create button. From there, you will number your lab profile. You will name your lab profile with whatever name you choose. You can add a description if you would like. Make sure that your organization is the correct organization. Here we're going to put ours in our development organization, of course. Or we're going to put it over here in our Skillable Demos development organization. And then we're going to create a series. Remember that you can either choose an existing series if you're just adding a lab to a series, or you can net new create a series. So we are going to create a new series. And then, of course, we're going to set the duration. I always like a long duration, especially for my developer labs. Side note, remember that whenever you publish your developed labs to production from your development org, always double check that duration. Make sure it's the actual duration that you want it to be for your users. We're just simply going to click OK. And this will create the lab profile, and now you have a working lab profile. Now that we've got our new lab profile created, we need to launch it and commit a change. So we're just going to come over here, click this launch button, and our lab will spin up. While it's spinning up, let's talk about committing changes. So once you've created a lab profile, to make your own template, to go in your own organization's template gallery, you can create sort of a base level, something that you know that every one of your templates is going to have, or every one of your labs will have, and then use it as a template. So to recap, a template gallery or our template gallery, whether it be the public or your own organization's private template gallery, is just a place that you can have base level pre-configured environments that you can create quickly to then modify further for the individual lab environments that you'll have. Let's go over some of the advantages while our lab launches. I'll pull it over here into view and we'll go over a couple of advantages of the template gallery. Some advantages of the template gallery are that, of course, you don't have to, with our public template gallery, you don't have to bring your own images and create from scratch by installing an operating system on a disk and then making all your base level configurations, such as for Hyper-V, installing integration services, stuff like that. That's already been done for you with our public demos, or with our public templates. So some of the advantages are just speed of development, especially when it comes to the environment and sort of those base level changes that need to be made. Another thing that's an advantage of the template gallery is your own private template gallery. You can take our templates or your own operating systems and build from scratch, or you can take our public templates and you can further modify them to suit all of your needs with all the software or apps that you need in there, and so on. And you can save that to your own company's private template gallery that only your lab developers will be able to see. All right, now that we've got our lab, let's add a file to this lab. We're just going to make one simple change. We're going to call this new file. We're going to save, and then we're going to rename this as, of course, new file. And we're only doing this to have something to change. From here, once you've got all of your configurations done, you need to make your change, or you need to commit all of your changes to your new environment. If you come up here to the right, click on the hamburger menu, go down, go over to save. You're going to either commit the changes to this lab profile, or you're going to commit the changes to a new lab profile. Talking about the difference between these two, if you have one lab profile that you're just updating, you would commit the changes to this lab profile. But if you're building out something like a modularized lab series and you've got module 1 built, you can build up to module 2 and commit this to a new lab profile. And now you don't have to get out of the lab and create a new lab or do like a save as from that lab. It just gives you a very simple point to start from and create different modules to your lab. And that way, if you have, like, say, a 4-module lab series where each lab is going to be the same environment that just kind of builds on itself, you can, commit one change, work through what the next module is going to be, commit another change in a new lab profile, work through what that's going, work through to the next module and commit another change, and so on until you're done. In this case, we're just going to commit changes to this lab profile. We're going to choose next. We always put a note, always put a note, please. This can't be stressed enough. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to verify the size. It still needs to be the same. So if we were to add, let's say, a more intense piece of software that required maybe a little bit more RAM, we could increase the size of this virtual machine and maybe increase to 8 gigs. In this case, we didn't add anything big, so we're just going to keep it the same. The next thing you have to do is you have to go down and select the disks that you want the changes to apply to. Remember, you can have more than one disk in a lab. In this case, we only have one, so we're going to choose the disk that we are applying these changes to. We're just going to, again, note what we did. Remember, this is very, very important. Down in the lab profile storage location, you're going to specify where you want these changes to be stored. You should have in your storage, you should have probably made a file that's labeled something like what the lab series is, and all of your disks that are saved, all the profiles in that series should probably go in that folder. We do recommend, as a reiteration of best practices, we do recommend not saving disks to the root folder. Just makes for a messier storage location to have to sort through later if you ever need to. So we've done all that. Now we're going to click OK. And the lab is going to go back to committing your changes. And it is that simple. So to recap, we've gone over how to quickly create a lab from Skillable Studio's template gallery. We've gone over what a template gallery is, some of the advantages to using that template gallery, and to commit changes to that new lab profile that you saved from the template gallery. Thank you for joining us today. Again, my name is Corey Gibson. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us.